change, an immersive program.
Yeah.
And then they get into a company and it feels like singers win.
So today is the day of Shecurity, which is a great mini conference that we've put together to attract more women to cybersecurity industry. So this is specifically for women that are already in technology, but don't quite know about what it takes to get into cybersecurity industry and have a lot of preconceived notions about what security might be or might not be. So this is about bringing those women together, training them, providing them with basic tools necessary so that they can make the transition into cybersecurity industry.
If you know how people think, feel, and perceive, you can show up in whatever capacity you want.
Well, the first thing is that I wish young girls knew that cybersecurity and tech in general, that the industry is vast, and that while it has very technical roles, it also has roles like the ones I came up in sales, and both are needed, and they're very powerful, high income, give a lot of, individual success.
So part of the problem is that a lot of companies are looking for a person with a massive amount of skill for a role that doesn't necessarily require that. I think it's much better to find somebody who's passionate about this, who wants to come into the industry, who can take on this role and grow with the company. And a lot of times it may not cost them as much because they're not looking for that senior architect person, they're looking for a mid-level person.
It may be hard to get that foot in the door, but you do things kind of on your own to get your experience. Anything from reverse engineering malware to, incident response.
Get involved in your security community, especially here in the Bay Area, but everywhere. There is a community of people that want to meet up and just talk about these things, nerd out over the latest exploits, and don't try to go it alone.
Be brave, think outside of the box, and don't wait for perfection around that. That means that if you think you're 50% somewhere or 70% somewhere, it's okay to take that leap and try and get into it because you'll learn the rest of the way.
I've come to learn that whenever I am not succeeding, it's generally not because I can't do it, it's because I'm in the wrong environment. So my advice for anyone who's feeling frustrated and like they want to give up is to change your scenery, change your environment.
Every industry has its unique security challenges, and if you've got that experience and if you've got that motivation, then there's nowhere you can't go. There's no hill you can't climb.
Make sure that your job is measurable. The things that you are here to do, working for somebody else, is it defined and measurable? Because if it's defined and measurable, then you can show your value, that you completed something.
All of the individuals, or most of the individuals that are here today, are not security professionals. These are developers and engineers and compliance practitioners and people who are passionate about this industry and want to get in, and with a little training they can.
I was lucky to find a wonderful group of people online, people who wanted to become penetration testers. And we all started to do this certification together. And when I would feel really stuck, I'd have a couple people who would message me every day and be like, hey, did you do your code challenge for today? Did you do your homework? Are you keeping up with it? So get involved with those communities and be that kind of supportive person for other women that want to do it too.
We need more women who are mentors, or we need more women who are saying, let me help you through that. When you're 12 years old and in a project team working on something technical and it's all guys and they exclude you, that's really uncomfortable as a girl who's in that situation. But it's something that if you can learn how to navigate that, there's the role modeling and mentoring like that and showing examples of where women have been successful. That's something that you deal with throughout your career, even when you are successful.
So have the courage to step outside if you just feel completely stuck. But also, biggest thing is have the courage to ask for what you want. So go to your leader and say, I'm looking to do X, Y, Z. I'd like to get a promotion, or I'm interested in joining another team in this certain topic that you're interested in, whether it's application security or vulnerability analysts or anything else that you think you're interested in. How do I get there? Ask for what you want. If you don't ask for what you want, bravely and courageously, people have no clue that you're in the pool of interested candidates.
So never sort of underestimate yourself on like, oh, that seems like a job that I may not be qualified for. Well, maybe you are. You should go and ask, and you should express interest in, doing those things. If you have sort of the right leadership, you will get guidance on how to get there.
Imposter syndrome is so real. But I think it is representation. I think it's seeing people like you at higher echelons of what you want to do and say, like, I can do that,
Like what we're trying to do today is we're telling all these women that security is not this like mythical, mysterious thing that only a handful of people can do. We're trying to make it more accessible. We're trying to give them the right skill set and the knowledge to get started.
One of the powers that women have is they actually have the power of perseverance. That means they'll keep going and keep trying. And even when a situation's not perfect, they'll keep trying.
So the industry could be doing more events like this, I think is really important. And that's not just for women, but for all minorities and people that are underrepresented. I think in security, especially, like the more ideas and the more minds you have in a space, the better it will be.
I think at the end of the day, you have to make sure that whatever you're doing is rewarding to you personally. It's making you happy. It's making you feel fulfilled.
Don't let one thing, one holdback, one hurdle hold your career in information security back. We need a lot more women. So we need a lot more diversity in security. So anything that you can do to make sure that courage is marching forward, we and the rest of the security community really appreciate it.